Well, in part one of the food divide, I kind of explained that it was way beyond food and agriculture, and it is really about the perception of nature and our relation with nature, and the perception and our relation with life as well. In the second part, I want to go a little further in the background of why this divide has grown the way it has. What it reminds me is one of philosophy lessons I had when I was in high school, and one of the first topics we had to study was nature contre culture in French, so nature versus nurture, or nature versus culture. And the idea was really about, so as human beings, are we led more by natural forces, by the biology, or are we led more by the rules that we have developed ourselves to have a harmonious society, so man-made rules. And I find that the divide that we see today in many areas, but in particular in food and agriculture, are really linked very much to this very idea. And what I see is, on the one hand, there are some people who are focused a lot more on the biological aspects, and they're going to say, well, we have to feed ourselves with food that basically we have been able to process through our evolution, and they just present some biological aspects. For instance, our digestive system is equipped to be an omnivore diet. On the other hand, well, you have other people who think that the biology is not as important, and they are more focused on the rights. And so they see themselves more as legal entities, and when they focus on the rights, then they tend to see also themselves more as well, a potential victim, while on the other hand, when you look at it from a biological point of view, of course, you don't look at it so much in terms of victim, but more about in terms of survival. And I think we have just that, and just look at the way people present themselves, the way they talk about it. They are, on the one hand, especially in this polarization, there's on one extreme that looks a lot at everything that can victimize things, a lot of empathy, even beyond empathy, really, and there's a lot of anthropomorphism, and they even see the planet as being a victim. They see a whole bunch of groups, human groups, as being victims. While on the other hand, of course, the reaction that they get is that, well, we're human beings, and we are run by biological forces, and so yeah, all the rights are very nice, but there are also some just natural forces that we can't really ignore. And I think that's very much what causes this big divide. And of course, well, people being more and more extreme, then you have backlash, and it's like a pendulum, you know, the more it swings on one side, then the more it's going to swing back in the other side. But really, it's all about, yeah, do we see ourselves more as biological entities, or do we see ourselves more as legal entities? And I think that's the big issue when we talk about this polarization and this food divide.
If you're interested in my videos, please click on the subscribe button, or you can also visit my website.